And we are good. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Current Coddle Cub grade 3 families, soon to be grade 4 families. Thank you for joining us right now. We just wanted to take an opportunity to share with everyone a little bit about expectations and what to expect next year in the partial content specialty model. With us, we have many members of the 4th grade team. If they would like to go ahead and introduce themselves, go for it. Let's start with, I don't know, Val Karate.
Hi, Valerie Karate, math and science teacher.
Joanne Pappas, math and science. Jill Quattararo, co-teacher.
Susan Thomas Hatcher, ELA social studies teacher.
Liz Merkel, ELA and social studies.
Hi, I'm Brittany Fritz. I teach the 812 special ed classroom. Elise Coffey, I teach the special class 4-5-12-1-1 class.
All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Just give me 1 second. I'm just going to check the waiting room and admit anyone who is in there. And now we will jump right into our presentation. So we want to start off with what some of the benefits are to a partial content specialty model, also known as partial departmentalization. We presented all of this at a Board of Education meeting when we first rolled out the model. I want to say this is, it was about 4 years ago, but every year I like to reiterate the research that went into the development of the partial content specialty model, along with the full content specialty model that occurs in 5th grade. So we're going to start off with that. The perceived benefits that I will share have been collected through sample studies, research from site visits, as well as collaboration with educators. So first, teachers who specialize in one area of core content are able to increase their own knowledge and proficiency in the content and thereby increase students' proficiency. This often led to increased test scores and academic achievement. Research indicated that this is particularly true in mathematics. A Columbia University study indicated departmentalization may not only provide an immediate increase in the mathematical proficiency of students, but evidence suggests that it may provide an increase in the mathematical proficiency of the students for years to come, benefiting them throughout the rest of their lives. Students have more teachers who know them and care about them every day instead of one classroom teacher. Teachers have the opportunity to share their observations and, most importantly, to share different approaches they use to reach individual students successfully. In effect, a struggling student has a team of teachers working together to help them. Anecdotal observations and academic studies indicate that behavior problems often decrease under departmentalization as well. Students gain organizational skills as they learn how to keep track of assignments for multiple teachers, and they gain confidence that they can handle the transition to a fully departmentalized grade 5 model and then to middle school. Teachers can receive targeted professional development based on subject matter to address and upgrade skills. Furthermore, studies have shown that while departmentalization increases the number of students a specialized teacher teaches, this does not adversely affect assessments or pedagogy. In fact, educators have found they had more time to prepare lessons with depth in their core areas, as they no longer had to attend meetings for other subjects or prepare materials and lessons for other subject areas. Findings revealed in the upper elementary grade teacher preference for the departmentalized instructional model over the self-contained model due to more focused and quality instruction in specific subject areas and increased self-efficacy. So that is the summary of all of the research that we did leading into the development of these models. Preparation. So the good news is we've done it. We've done it. This was our first year of rolling out the partial departmental model in 4th grade, but we had 3 years of experience behind this, rolling it out in 5th grade, and this was the first year we did full departmental in 5th grade. The initial development, again, about 4 years ago, did include opinions from all stakeholders. The PPLT that was in existence within Tuckahoe, we got feedback from parents and other community members. We also did site visits to area schools and to see how they had implemented departmentalization in the upper elementary grades to gather third-party viewpoint as to viability. And as a result, we created a flexible master schedule. How it will work at Cottle. So essentially in 4th grade, what we do for the partial content specialty model is there are basically 2 teams of teachers. There are 4 homerooms that are broken down into 2 teams. So I'm going to use one current partnership. We have Ms. Pappas this year teaches math and science to one set of students, and Ms. Thomas Hatcher teaches ELA and social studies to another set of students. And that is one team. You have the Pappas Thomas Hatcher team, where the students in Joanne Pappas's homeroom will get math and science instruction from Ms. Pappas, but then they will transition to Ms. Thomas Hatcher's room for ELA and social studies. And vice versa, the students in Ms. Thomas Hatcher's homeroom will receive ELA and social studies instruction from Ms. Thomas Hatcher, but they will transition over to Ms. Pappas's room for math and science instruction. Similarly, again, and we're going to get into a sample schedule from this year, but the flexible master schedule that was created does have 8 periods in the day. All core subject areas are covered each day, along, of course, with lunch and recess, specials, and a win, which is the what I need period. And here's an example of a student schedule. All right. So a student in Ms. Pappas's homeroom will receive a schedule similar to the one that you see on the left side of your screen in the black font. And that student, if we look on Monday, they know on Monday from 8:30 to 8:45, they have homeroom. And then they move into first period where they had ELA. They also happen to have ELA's second period that day, so that's a block ELA period. So after homeroom, the students in Ms. Pappas's room around 8:45 will pick up and bring their stuff to Ms. Thomas Hatcher's room for a 90-minute ELA block period. And then they will transition back third period for their first math period of the day back in their homeroom, which is Mrs. Pappas's homeroom. And as you can see in the Thomas Hatcher student schedule on the right side of your screen in the orange font, it is simply the vice versa of what you are seeing in the Ms. Pappas student schedule. Period 4, all 4th grade students will go to a special. And of course, you all know what the specials are. And then you jump to period 5, where the students in Ms. Pappas's room now have their second period of math for that day. And the students in Ms. Hatcher's room have their second period of ELA. All 4th grade students then go to lunch. And this year, period 7, the students all had the what I need period. And this is the biggest change is that 8th period where Ms. Pappas's class has phys ed 8th period on Mondays, whereas the Thomas Hatcher classroom has social studies. So what is the 6th prep of the week is the only prep that or special that is different for the students. That it'll always be an 8th period, but it won't always be on the same day, or at least it wasn't this year. It may work out that way next year. But these are the sample schedules. Nuts and bolts. So this was something, again, that we rolled out when we in our first year of the partial departmental model, and it was very successful. So we stuck with it, which are chair pockets. So if I am a student in Ms. Thomas Hatcher's classroom and I have my desk in my homeroom, which is Ms. Thomas Hatcher's homeroom, when I get up and go over to Ms. Pappas's room for my math lesson or my math block periods for the day, I have my own chair pocket. I sit in someone else's desk in someone else's homeroom, but I own the chair pocket that is on the back of their chair, where Ms. Pappas allows me to keep any materials that I would need for math and science that I don't need to transition or bring home. Okay. And nuts and bolts continued. The first day of school in fourth grade does look very different. It's basically an orientation day where all fourth grade students come down to the auditorium, and basically they have a little bit of an assembly where expectations are clearly drawn out for the fourth grade students, and then the homeroom teachers don't really change. So let's say the first day is a Monday. They won't follow that Monday schedule and change classes that first day. It'll be more of a, again, setting of expectations and an introduction and explanation of the partial departmental model before they actually start changing classes beginning the second or third day of school. Grading. This one, I believe, I am going to hand over to, who is it?
Me, Ms.
Ms.
Merkel.
Merkel.
So one big difference this year in fourth grade is that children will no longer receive the standard-based grading of 1, 2, 3, and 4 on their report cards. All grades across all subject areas are now going to be in a percentage grade instead. We worked very closely with the fifth grade team and tried to keep our grading as similar as possible to them, so that when they transition again next year to full departmental, that the grading is as similar as we could possibly make it, with going from, partial departmental to full departmental. But as far as, going from those 1, 2, 3s, and 4s to a percentage grade, that's something that's going to be new to you as parents and to the students as well. Generally, they'll get a 18 out of 20. And then when we calculate that out at the end of the semester with all their other grades, they'll get a percentage grade on their report card equivalent. Pretty much graded.
Perfect. Thank you, Ms. Merkel. Next, homerooms and placement. Oh, that's back to me. So it's just, we want to make sure that, and we always send the message out in the Coddle Weekly, but fourth grade placement of homerooms is just like placement in any other grade. It's heterogeneously mixed classes. It is a highly collaborative process that includes administrators, current third grade classroom teachers, psychologists, the school counselor, special area teachers, service providers. Everyone has an opportunity to create to participate and take part in the placement process to ensure that we are creating the most balanced classes possible for the upcoming school year. Integrated co-teach, Ms. Q.
Okay, so integrated co-teach is where the general education teacher and special education teacher will be working, collaborating together in the areas of ELA, social studies, math, and science to deliver lessons using differentiation that assist students' learning styles. And in addition, students are provided with scaffolded lessons, pre-teaching, reteaching of concepts, and repetition of information to meet their needs. Co-teaching teams work together to plan, organize, instruct, and work in smaller heterogeneous groups to deliver instruction. So I'm one of the teachers this year that has that particular cohort. So I will follow the students into ELA, social studies, math, and science classes throughout the day.
Thank you, Ms. Q. And next we have buddy classes, Ms. Koski, Ms. Fritz.
Sure. So buddy classes is something we've been doing at Coddle for a while now. Students in the 12-1-2 and 8-1-2 special classes will participate with their gen ed peers in specials and other celebrations that take part throughout the year. It's just to promote more inclusion for our students. So although academically they may not be with their gen ed peers, they can be included and enjoy their time with their gen ed peers.
Thank you, Ms. Fritz. And shame on me. I apologize, Ms. Silver, for not introducing you earlier, but we have our wonderful school counselor with us, Ms. Rachel Silver. She's going to summarize a little bit about SEL in fourth grade.
Hi, everyone. Just like in third grade, fourth grade students will receive monthly guidance lessons. For fourth grade, I push in during WIN. And if a student is out for like a band lesson or extra services, they can go to the cohorts lesson on a different day during that same week. The buddy classes also push in for the lessons. I'm going to do different themes next year. At the bottom, those are the themes that we have been doing this year. All of them originate from the Rethink education program that the district uses, and everything is in alignment with the pause characteristics that we're promoting throughout the school. And that is it.
Thank you, Ms. Silver.
You're welcome.
And before we get into a little bit of a summary of each of the core subject areas, we just wanted to reiterate that the partial departmental model does allow for focused professional development, and the flexible master schedule that we created also lent itself to more focused common planning time. So it allowed for teacher preparation periods to be always at the same time, 5 days a week. So it's what we call a common planning period. So the two math and science teachers will have opportunities to plan together each week. And of course, there is still targeted professional development for each of the teachers in their core content areas. And with that, we will carry it over to a math summary.
Okay, so the math is gonna, for fourth grade, is Envision's curriculum. Homework is assigned every night, Monday through Thursday. Grades will be made up of just the classroom tests, and if you can have your child practice their multiplication over the summer, it'll help benefit them next year during fourth grade.
Thank you, Ms. Pappas. Ms. Crotty.
So for science, we use the Science 21 curriculum. Students are based on investigations and topic tests where we provide study guides for them. The different topics are listed on the board. It's a lot of hands-on partner work, group work, different activities throughout the year.
Thank you. Ms. Hatcher.
Okay, so for ELA, we do novel studies, which are aligned with the standards and integrate reading skills. Some of the units are integrated with social studies, so cross-curricular. So if we have a book called Eagle Song, which crosses over with our social studies unit Native American. So we try to integrate that into the ELA block as well. And another example is European Explorers. We also use Writing Revolution, which is integrated through all our core subjects. And homework is Monday through Thursday. So in addition to the reading for 20 minutes a night, they do have another additional ELA assignment that they are required to do Monday through Thursday.
Thank you, Ms. Hatcher. And Ms. Merkel, back to Ms. Merkel for social studies.
So our social studies curriculum is from the BOCES, Putnam and Worcester BOCES curriculum, which is actually an integrated ELA and social studies curriculum. And fourth grade focuses mostly on the history of New York. Like Ms. Hatcher just said, we do integrate a lot of topics into our ELA block. So if something's a little bit deeper, or if it aligns with our novel study, we may tuck in some nonfiction work related to social studies directly into our ELA block. We also do Writing Revolution activities embedded in the social studies block. We also do some project-based learning opportunities. One of the ones that stands out to me from this year was building a bridge, giving kids hands-on when they were learning about, bridges in New York, and they got to actually build their own bridge using toothpicks and gumdrops. As you can see, there's 4 main units, but we kind of highlighted the bigger ideas of what they'll be learning this year, which is the geography of New York State, Native Americans, European exploration, colonial America, and the American Revolution, as well as some local, national government and immigration as well.
Wonderful. Thank you, Ms. Merkel. And just some final thoughts. We have an incredible grade 4 teaching team. They are experienced professionals. They are knowledgeable in grade 4 curriculum. It's important to note that the content specialty model or partial content specialty model does not mean that there will be major curriculum changes. It does mean a chance for more focused lessons and deeper understanding of core concepts for all students. So, and I'm thrilled to report that we have gotten very, very positive feedback from parents and guardians of our current 4th graders. And most importantly from our students, our 4th grade students. And we are actually in the process of collecting some of that feedback that we can share out with the community in a more formal process, but we weren't able to finish the collection of that feedback prior to this presentation. But it is excellent feedback that we've gotten, and I thank and I congratulate our wonderful 4th grade team of teachers for working so hard to make this model successful in its first year. So that basically sums up our presentation. We do have a few minutes left. If anybody has any questions, feel free to unmute, or if you'd like to throw something into the chat. We do have a few minutes left, and if we run out of time, you can always contact any one of the fourth grade teachers, myself or Mr. Kilgallen, at any time. But we open up the screen to any questions.
Quick one, Mr. Moresh. Hi, it's Deirdre. Hi, teachers. Thank you guys for taking the time to explain this. I'm really excited about it. It was a huge hit in 5th grade with my son, so I'm really looking forward. Are some of the things going to be similar to 5th grade, such as will the kids divide a second time for the specials, and then also will band, etc., take place during WIN like it did with 5th grade? Those are my two.
Good questions. Thank you, Deirdre. Yes, WIN will still be the time where they get pulled out for band and strings. So yes, that is still the plan for next year. In terms of the specials, that was your other question. No, that is not something we introduce in the 4th grade partial departmental model. We feel as though the introduction of the partial departmental model itself is enough right now. It's not to say that maybe a few years down the road we might not transition in 4th grade, but at this time, no, that's going to be a 5th grade next step. And you have a comment in the chat. Teachers, thank you for including info about the co-teach class. So thank you for that. Any other questions? Anything at this time? Will the 4th graders be given Chromebooks? Yes. Yes, the students are all given their own devices. All right. Well, again, like I said, anytime you would like to reach out about any questions about anything for that matter, not necessarily about the partial content specialty model, never hesitate to reach out to anyone here at Cottle. And we thank you all for joining us this afternoon, and enjoy the rest of your afternoon and your evening. Take care. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.